Hello, housemates, and welcome back to Diablo 3. It's been quite some time since I've done a recording on Diablo 3. In the meantime, I have not been working so much on the Crusader, but on a wizard. I have here Yennifer, continuing in the theme of Witcher-named Diablo characters. And you can see she's already at 70. I've gotten a ton of Paragon levels. I'm at 430, so in this season, I have more Paragon levels than in my my non-seasonal characters total. So you can see she looks pretty badass. I'm gonna go in and show you my build, and then show you how it works a little bit. We're in Torment 8. I still need to do one more of the champion objectives. I haven't been able to get it with my Crusader. I don't think she's quite there yet either, but I'm going to just show you how this works, since I've recently completed an interesting little setup. And I will show you what that is as soon as my computer decides to load. Ever since, I can't remember, it's been a couple months now, Diablo 3 is pretty pokey for me. And it's uniquely pokey amongst the Blizzard games. I don't know what happened. It may be something with my operating system. Whatever. It still works generally. And also my internet is terrible. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. So, this wizard build is not fully complete, but it's reached an interesting point, and so that's why I have decided to show you. Alright, so, it is a lightning build. It's a lightning build mostly because the best weapon that I found lended itself to that, and then other items have accumulated around that build. So, what set am I using, you say? It doesn't look like anything in particular, does it? You don't recognize this. Well, that's because I have gone with the Wailing Host build here. So, Wailing Host has changed significantly from previous seasons. Now, instead of giving you like stupid skeleton summons and I think magic item find or something, it gives you this really interesting set bonus, which says, while this is your only item set bonus, every ancient item you have equipped increases your damage dealt by 100% and reduces your damage taken by 4%. I'm assuming that this includes whether or not your Litany of the Undaunted rings are themselves ancient. So, after some long time of grinding, I finally have all ancient items on. And so that's the setup that I have going. Now, some of them are, synergistic with the lightning build. Some of them are just the only things I've been able to get so far. So for instance, my boots and my orb here, took me forever to get anything at all ancient. Not just something, not something good, just anything at all. Thankfully, the first orb I got was good and synergized with the electricity build. So here I have Mikken's Ball of Hate, which allows Electrocute Chain to enemies who have already been hit. My boots, I have Iron Toe Mud Sputters, which, they're not great, but they contribute to the build. This is the weapon, which has been crucial. Odin's Son, that 25% chance to chain lightning enemies when you hit them, and lightning skills deal 20% more damage has been huge for me. I've transmogrified it into a different thing because I don't like running around with hammers, but this is really the crux of the build, aside from the rings, which are, of course, each legendary themselves, the Wailing Host. I got both of these, the legendary versions, with my Crusader, so I had to enchant them to get the intelligence. I haven't looked yet into reforging these items. I'm not exactly sure how that works, and I'm afraid it would make them unancient. So I can look into it. And of course, you can also reinforce ancient items, but I haven't looked into that either, because that just takes a lot of crafting materials that are like, a level 25 gem or something like that. And I don't want to do that. That's just a pain in the ass. For my pants, I have the Hexing Pants of Mr. Yan, which you might think would be pretty useful. They would be more useful if I had my build be a little bit different. For instance, if I had like a Blizzard build so that I could I think the way this would work is I could hit Blizzard and then walk around it. It would do more damage. I'm not exactly sure. As you can see, my base damage here is about 500,000. When I start walking around, it goes up to 850,000. So that's part of how the hexing pants work. And also my resource regeneration is increased. So that's the main part that I use it for, is I run around when I need to get my mana up. As you can see, they give me strength. These are also something that I got from the Crusader. So they are not totally synergistic, and I would frankly like something different. There's a couple items that I would like to replace, but as they are the only ancient ones I found so far to fill that slot, I have stayed with them. The belt is pretty synergistic. Thunder God's Vigor. It allows me to, whenever I get hit, and I'm going to get hit, so it allows me to do extra lightning damage, which is really helpful. And the screen is really filled with lightning when I do all this stuff, so that's pretty interesting. Here I have Rancelor's Folly. Energy Twister periodically pulls in lesser enemies. That's been very helpful. I should get rid of that arcane skills, deal 15% more damage, and see if I can get lightning skills. I use this in concert with the fact that I'm using Zai's Stone of Vengeance. I can use the twisters to control how far away from me enemies are, and therefore get a larger damage bonus because of how far away they are. That's been particularly helpful. Let's see. I have Chainmail, which I really hate, but it's the only one that I found. I really want something else. The one downside, or the one sort of inefficiency of using this Litany of the Undaunted thing is that depending on what character type you're using, there are some item slots for which you can't really get interesting items. You can always, of course, mix and match single set items, but I'm looking to get as many of these unique orange abilities as possible. And for the wizard, there are just some item slots which you can't get much out of, and the chest is one of them. Gloves, I believe, are another one which is pretty difficult. And this I, again, only have because it's the only ancient gloves that I found. And considering that I spend most of my time in rifts, I don't even get massacre bonuses, so this is almost entirely useless. I do have one set item because these are the only good ancient shoulders that I found. Yeah, but whatever. This one works pretty well. The Swami, it gives me that my Archon stacks last after I have Archon going, which is good because I do use Archon, and that extra little boost for a little bit afterwards is very, very helpful. So those are all the items that I'm using. In terms of skills, I have Electrocute, which I'm currently using as Chain Lightning because of Mikken's Wall of Hate. I before had Surge of Power so that I could keep my Arcane Power up. I may change it back to that, but so many more enemies being able to be chained to, and with Mikken's Wall of Hate, I think it increases my damage output and increases my chance to stun because, they'll get hit by lightning spells, and that's very handy. I have Arcane Torrent because I have as one of my Kanai Cube abilities the shoulder pads that give me increased damage and increased damage resistance while I'm channeling Arcane Torrent or Disintegrate. So that's really cool. I have Teleport that gives me decoys because Teleport, just like the Energy Twister, helps me control how far away enemies are from me and therefore get more damage bonus from Zai's Stone of Vengeance. And of course, because I'm pretty fragile, this is a purely offense build, sometimes I need to get away really fast. I have Energy Twister, so I have this because of those bracers, and again, that helps me control the distance of enemies. And I have the rune on here, which it, what does it do again? Energy Twister generates lightning charges that can be released by signature spells that discharge a bolt of lightning. So just another piece of lightning that goes out and does some stuff. Here I used to have Black Hole and the electricity version because my belt used to be the one that made Black Hole slow people. But since I replaced that belt, I got this, and this has actually been very helpful because it continually does extra electricity damage, and critical hits have a chance to further electrocute a nearby enemy. That's helpful. I might switch that around in a little bit to see how it works. And then, of course, I have the electricity version of Archon, which is excellent. I have Unstable Anomaly because, again, I'm pretty fragile. I'm fragile partially because I use a glass cannon. I have Paralysis to stun people, and I have Illusionist so that my my teleport can proc when I'm in danger. So the reason why I have Paralysis, so there's a Stone of Vengeance, which is great, gets damage against people that are farther away. I also have Bane of the Trapped. So when things are stunned, I will do 23% extra damage against them, and also I constantly slow things that are near me, which makes it a little bit easier for me to maneuver and live, and also means that I will have that damage bonus against them. And of course, I have Wreath of Lightning, not just for thematic purposes. I have tried out other things on here, and I just like this one a lot. It lets me do a lot of damage all around me, and it additionally gives me a little bit of movement speed as well. So that's the build for Yennifer. I think I'll leave this video just really short to show you the build, and then in a video that I'll start in just a minute, I will actually put this build into action. So hopefully you've liked this. If you have, please hit the thumbs up button. If you would like to see more of my Diablo 3 or any of my other content, then please subscribe to my channel. If you're not going to do any of those things, then, as usual, I don't care what you do.